It was a late night. The city had already fallen into deep sleep, and above the river, only faint lights were gently trembling in the darkness. A young man stood alone on a bridge. In his hands were a bankbook that had lost all meaning, unfinished contracts, and the remnants of a failed business. He had lived more diligently than anyone else. He believed in the Buddha's teaching of steadfast practice, enduring each and every day. But the result was failure. People turned their backs on him, leaving only debt and emptiness behind. What was even harder to bear was the fact that everything he had once believed in had completely collapsed. That night, for the first time, he thought, would it be better if everything ended here? A cold wind brushed across his face. Even his breath felt heavy. And then it happened. From somewhere nearby, a faint crying sound could be heard. It was a child who had lost their way. At first, he tried to ignore it. But then the Buddha's teaching came to his mind. Compassion is not turning away from suffering. So he slowly stepped forward. The child was crying alone, wandering among people who all passed by without stopping. He gently asked, "Are you okay?" And without thinking, he held the child in his arms. The small body trembled in his embrace. In that moment, he understood. As the Buddha had said, when a human being breaks down, the first thing they lose is warmth. And at the same time, that very warmth is what can heal the heart again. He stood there for a long time, comforting the child. He had no idea how much time had passed. But strangely, something in his heart slowly began to return. This child is alive. And I am still alive. That simple truth resonated deeply within him. Then he remembered the Buddha's words. Suffering is not the end, but the beginning of awakening. After safely handing the child over, he returned to the bridge. It was the same place, yet everything felt slightly different. The same wind, the same city, the same night. But he was no longer the same person he had been before. He murmured softly, "Buddha. I thought this was the end." But deep within his heart, a faint voice replied, "The moment you feel it is the end, it is already the beginning." That night, he did not give up on life. Not because he was perfect, but because he was still alive. And quietly, step by step, he walked down from the bridge.